I don't know. I would be really impressed if you got this one. Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like, I'd be like, well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another episode, another re-entry buzz to follow it. We just drank Nulu, and now we're drinking something we don't know about. But who knows? I wish I could like make a cool joke about Nulu and like who knew what is in this glass or something like that. But
You
I'm
did.
not good at that.
No, you nailed it.
Oh, I nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone listen to Brian. But you know how it goes with the re-entry buzz. It's a blind tasting competition. We're going to take a few guesses. We're going to give a few notes. I am behind. The record for season 2 is 3-1, and I need to catch up. So let's get into it. You know what we do first is we smell, one sip, one smell, and we tell you how much we'd pay for it right off the first sip, and then we make notes after the break, or we do notes during the break, and then we explain our notes. So here goes the smell.
Smells good.
Does smell good, but it's not giving me any hints. I'll tell you that.
Smells very, very familiar. This is one of the familiar days where I say it smells familiar, but then when the reveal happens, I'm like, I've never had this before.
Yeah. Smells great though. Really good smell. Let's see if the taste can put me over the guessing edge.
How much would you pay for this?
That's an interesting note.
Oh no, I think I know what this is.
Oh, don't give me that. I'd pay 70. First thing off the top of my head, 70 for this. But I'm always less than you.
True. I'd go 100.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd go 100 with notes that I will reveal at a later date. But I think that this has some $100 attributes to it, so I'm pretty impressed.
Okay, we'll be right back after this break. We're gonna write down our notes. We're gonna write down our guesses, and you don't have to deal with us sipping and figuring that out in the meantime. We'll be right back. All right. We did it. We guessed, we tasted, we gave notes. Now it's time to talk about the notes we got from this whiskey. Brian, why don't you go first on the notes?
I would love to. So
nice.
I kind of got the same notes throughout, which is, kind of cool. On the nose, I got some fruitiness like an apple. I got some apple and oakiness and leather. And you'll find leather is the through note here because on the palate, leather is predominant with maple and light cherry. And
I dig that.
I do really like the maple note actually, but the leather and maple carry through to the finish. On the finish, it is a rather long finish. Of leather, maple, and then a little bit of light pepper. Kind of turns a little bitter towards the end, but not in an unfavorable way. Just leather, maple, peppery as it fades off. What are your notes?
I like that. Yeah, I gave it. I'll just read them off for you. On the nose, I said slightly sweet, bourbony, and dark berries. Oaky, but in a very pleasant way. With that sweetness. Palate, I said surprisingly proofy off the palate. A lot higher proof than I expected. From the nose, at least. I said it takes a moment to even adjust to the proof. It took me a little bit to be like, whoa, this is hotter than I imagined. The finish, I said, and there were like caramel notes and oaky notes, but the oak really showed up on the finish. I said finishes to a depth of oak. Reminds me of a 10 to 12-year-old cast strength bourbon. The oakiness really pushes me towards the thought of Heaven Hill. Probably Elijah Craig, if I were to guess.
Interesting.
So I'll go through my my guesses first, I guess. Type bourbon. Secondary grain rye. Distillery Heaven Hill. Proof 125. I didn't want to go too much higher. That guess of proof led me to the rest of my guesses. I said age 12. Finished? No. I didn't get any finishing things on this, John. Bottle, I said Elijah Craig barrel proof. Couldn't guess a batch, but I just said Elijah Craig barrel proof. A score, I give it an 8.8. I think it's great. The oak takes over a little bit, but still unique in that way. So I dig it. What are your guesses?
Nice. So I'll say I added a little water to this, and I like started to get a bubblegummy thing off of it. That's kind of cool. I do like it with water a lot. And I was so focused on that, I missed your proof. What'd you say your proof was?
125.
Ooh, dang. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like your Elijah Craig guess on the oakiness. I totally
Thank you.
like it's the same type of oakiness that I get on Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Yep.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
But as for my guesses, I went with bourbon type.
Okay.
I went with rye secondary grain. So we're same on that. Distillery, though, I went with Brown Foreman.
Oh, not my guess.
The fact that you didn't say Brown Foreman means it's not Brown Foreman.
I don't know. I would be really impressed if you got this one. Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like I'd be like, well done. Yeah.
Yeah. The proof, my expectations given the nose and everything when I came into this, the proof hit me like a truck as well.
Nice.
Immediately. I was like, oh dang, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I leveled out to it being a proof of 112. My guess is 112 right around there. Age though, 100% agree. It's got some age. I said 10 years.
Yeah, it's definitely not young.
And I hedged here against my proof where I said Old Forester 1924.
It's a possibility.
I feel like
not your standard OF.
The familiarity here is recent. I feel like I've had this recently, and I got to go with my gut. My gut immediately just right off the bat said Old Forester 1924. So I'm sticking with it.
What's the proof on 1924?
100.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's like, that was the one big hang up I had. I was like, there's no way this is 100 proof.
That's the only thing. Like I thought you had something maybe going, but 100 proof is not matching this. No.
Familiarity with flavors here. That's where I'm headed. And score of 8.9. I was very close to you. This is extremely solid, and I do genuinely like it. I think it's very good, but it's not to the level of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell all my friends about this. This is the quiet. I'm going to drink this on my own in the evening and be like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah. All right. Now it is time for the reveal. Who's gonna win? You got the bottle in front of you?
Ready to go?
Let's do this.
Oh, hey, cool. Oh,
so we got Fortuna barrel proof 122.14. I got the proof, baby. Close, at least. Maybe I didn't. We'll find out. But we'll be right back. We're going to tally up the scores and we'll see who won. We'll be right back. All right. We've done it. We've guessed. We've scored. And Cole is catching up, but I won't give anything away. Let's talk about what it was. We were drinking Fortuna, which is a rare character brand. Fortuna barrel proof. This one specifically was 122.14 proof, which came to my favor in the end. So it is a bourbon. We don't know the secondary grain. I'm imagining it's rye. But we don't know. We don't know what distillery it's from, but we'll get to that. So bourbon, we each got 3 points for that. For the secondary grain, we don't know, so 0 points altogether. But we both said rye. Distillery, we also don't know. It is sourced for sure, but we don't know if it's from Heaven Hill or Brown Foreman, but we do know it's a Kentucky distillery. That's all we know. So it's not MGP for sure. And I guess Heaven Hill. Brian gets Brown Foreman. So we don't know. But that could have been the determiner right there if we did know. The proof, I said 125. Brian said 112. It was 122.14, and that gave me 2 points. Brian 0. And then age, I said 12. Brian said 10. It is a minimum 6 here, which is impressive for a 6 year. How oaky this is.
Right.
Finished, we can assume no. And even for a rare character, we can assume no. Elijah Craig was my guess, barrel proof, and Brian said Old Forester 1924. Neither of us got that right. It is Fortuna barrel proof. I gave it a score of 8.8. Brian gave it a score of 8.9. But the overall score, Brian got 5 for the type and finished category, and I got 7 for type, proof, and finished. And so 5-7. Cole gets another win. The score is now 3-2. Brian in the lead. But I'm proud of myself this week. I called that proof pretty close. Pretty
Yeah.
close.
No.
It was very proofy.
Is this the first time you've ever had this?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So good work. Props to you.
Thanks.
I have had this before, so
Mm-hmm.
negative props to me, but
Yeah.
my original sentiment about this was very caramely. My
Mm-hmm.
my original impression of this was very, very caramel. And all my notes throughout all this was a leather and maple, leather, maple, leather, maple. And so
Maple's a really good note.
and yeah, like I feel like it's very in family with the caramel. I still feel like this is very caramely, leather mapley. And my original sentiment about this was very positive, and coming out of this, my sentiment about this is still very positive. I
That's
mean,
good.
our age guesses on this,
Yeah.
like impressive.
Higher than it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I find it funny that you went 112 here. What was your thought process for that?
Yeah, no, 112, I guess, because I don't get much of the ABV sting that follows into the finish. The
Mm-hmm.
finish mellows out very quickly and
Mm-hmm.
still lasts a very long time. It's not like that fake kind of punch you in the face, and I'm all about just trying to be a big, strong,
Yeah.
pungent flavor that's like a ABV sting to make that impression. So the impression that this makes is a caramely, leathery, mapley impression
Yeah.
that doesn't have to sting you in order to make you take notice of how delicious
Totally.
it is. So yeah, I there's not a lot of burn here moving through the finish, so that's why I stayed low on it.
I remember, when I was first drinking this, it was like, um, I could tell you it's not this distillery. I could tell you it's not this distillery. And I was just like, zeroing out a lot of or canceling out a lot of possibilities. But who knows? Who knows?
Someone
Um,
knows.
someone knows. Somewhere a rare character is like, I know exactly what it is. And they're watching right now
And
and
it's
they're like,
brown format. They're
yeah.
awarding me points in their secret notebook.
Yeah. They're like, send it your way. Like, pass it to Brian. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us another week. Fortuna barrel proof, worth buying. How much was it? You remember?
So I
120?
got it on a pre-sale at like
Nice.
100, but
Okay.
now at Phoenix Tax, always a little more expensive. It's 120 here. I want to say it's 110-ish average, maybe other states.
That's a tough one for me. I would pass at 120.
Would you pass at 100?
I would.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's got some good flavor, but not my like go-to, especially with the oak as being the prominent note. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But still, I gave it 8.8. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Another win for Cole, but still behind. We're going to catch up next week. And then next week, we might be doing no, we probably can't do it next week unless we will do it next week. We're going to hide the bottle ahead of time. That's what we're going to do. So anyway, you'll see us next time and we'll be together likely in person. So we'll see how that goes. But thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. I'd pay